Hello boys, it is Orca with another commentary on my YouTube. And this is the last video for the preparation of the 1v1 tournament. It is playing iRupe versus Smoothju, both playing random. In the tourney, I don't know what Rupe is playing. I think Rupe is playing Brood Enders, and in the tourney Smoothju is playing Forge Brood, which could be pretty interesting. I know both players are not training for the tourney. I know Waldrons is grinding, Andrew is grinding, Sunray is grinding, and Barcelona is grinding.
Local units.
All Group A players. I never saw EOD Spartan Step playing. I never saw Diablo playing. I never saw Phantom playing once. And actually last week
Local
there were a
units.
lot of players who were not grinding.
Local units.
Probably easier and yeah, if you're not playing in those 2 days, getting eliminated, and the player who played versus those players are not automatically in the next round,
Local units.
because those players will replace
Local
other
units.
players. If a whole
Local
group
units.
is
Local
not
units.
playing,
Barracks complete. Local units.
we probably let all the
Local
losers
units.
play
Local units.
if they want to get in the next tourney, because I would say we have, especially
Local
Group A
units.
is pretty stacked on the skill. I'm not gonna
Local
lie.
units.
Waldrons is pretty good.
Local
Andrew is
units.
pretty good. Barcelona is the highest skill.
Local units. Supply
Waldrons
pad complete.
told me he is on the same amount of skill.
Local
I
units.
never saw Waldrons playing with the somewhere, so I cannot tell anything about it. But Waldrons is almost on the same level
Local units.
on the skills
Local
in
units.
Hungary and
Pickup coordinates set.
in Barcelona.
Right here.
That's what I can tell
Moving
you,
out.
because I played with him. So him playing versus
Standing by.
Local
all
units.
these matches are
Local
pretty
units.
close.
Local units.
Good to go. Yes, sir.
Local units. Local units. Supply pad complete. Local units.
Ready, sir.
Local units. Local units.
Yeah, and Drupi is
Local units.
playing
Ready.
Andrews
Base under attack.
versus Prophet.
Local
No, Forge
units.
versus Prophet.
Local units.
Drupi already has his own hook,
Enemy
is
engagement.
getting Smooth
Local
Tube's
units.
hook,
On the ground.
dropping Flamers in.
Moving out. Standing by.
Yeah, that is not looking good for Smooth
Local
Tube
units.
has the opportunity to
units.
go
Local units.
raids
Enemy
and
engagement.
especially Locust in this case.
Local units.
He already has a raid
Local
out fighting on his own hook,
Flamethrower ready, sir.
fighting the
Local
hook back,
units.
because the hook is not in the hook. There we don't have any marines actually could fight the raid, because it's only flamers.
All
Yeah,
units.
and we
Local
have
units.
like 8 flamers on the way, getting his
Local units.
the reactor on his side.
Flamethrower. Fueled and ready.
Rupi was trying to get more
Standing by.
Reactor claim.
infantry out,
Standing
but
by.
after he saw the
Fortress
first raid, he
upgrade
know
complete.
he doesn't have the opportunity
Local
to go.
units.
Ground
Local
units,
units.
I mean
Local units.
We're going.
infantry.
Local
Rupi
units.
almost having all the hooks in a
Reactor
second,
complete.
and Rupi is building
Local
a vehicle
units.
depot.
Light 'em up. We're going.
Yeah.
Standing by.
Base under
About
attack.
the play styles, I would say
By.
Local units.
SmoothTube is one of those players we're not investing
Flashbang.
too much
Research.
in Jaggers if you play versus him. Every time I played versus him, he skipped the Jagger,
Vehicle depot.
the Jaggers,
complete.
and went straight into
Local
raids.
units.
And that's what we've seen here already.
Local units.
Light 'em up.
Rupee, by the way, is
Local
getting
units.
canny because he don't have the Jagger problem, which means he has pretty good hook control. But the good thing for Rupee
Local
is
units.
he didn't build Hawks,
Local
what
units.
you should,
Local units.
what you normally do. So he didn't invest
Local
too
units.
much money to Hawks because Hawks are really bad versus raids. I would say if he would have had an other player playing on Rupee's position go in Hawks, would have been in an absolutely terrible spot because the Unit C would never be on that point getting Spot and Kenny tanks out right now.
Canister shell. Research.
But I don't know how SmoothTube does that, but SmoothTube
Standing by.
always get
Local
a big
units.
amount of raids out, and that is absolutely
Local
not
units.
funny
We're going.
which amount of numbers he get out. Like it'll just imagine
Local
Rupee
units.
with a single pump right now
Where to?
and not double what we see right now.
Where to?
You will see what is
Local units.
gonna happen in a second here.
Where to? Scorpion fueled up.
Local units.
But Smooth, by the way,
Local units.
has the reactor on Rupee's side of the map
Local units.
and his own hook
Local
back.
units.
And that is pretty good for him.
Local units.
Rupee by his own way
Units.
clearing
All units.
his second base to get amount of experience for the Spartans,
Local units.
and SmoothTube is
Local
pushing
units.
in the exact opposite timing because the tanks are a little bit out of position,
Local
and
units.
SmoothTube by his own hand having tech 2 raids on the field.
Local units.
And look at that amount of raids we see. We're seeing 6 tech 2 raids on the field.
Units. Local units.
Blast them. Where to?
I mean, good, Rupee. Like, just imagine Rupee would not double pump at this
All
case.
units.
He would have lost the game straight away. Or just imagine he wouldn't
Local units.
have the reactors or getting the vehicle depot at this amount of timing up. He would have lost too. Because
Local units.
stuck tanks cannot fight tech 2 raids. And that is the whole case what we're seeing here. And he has Spartan 2. He probably lost one. He probably is losing that one Spartan tank here in a second, but
Local units. Local
I think also a good thing was that SmoothTube was not losing his profit in the last fight. He recalled and yeah, getting back the profit and calling in the raids again and again and again. So very
Local units.
it's
Local
if you play versus Kavi, especially when the leader is on the front, I would not say you have that amount of defender's advantage what you normally have when you play a Unit C versus a Unit C game, because if the ready point is on the teleporter of the leader and the leader is not dying, the amount of defender's advantage is limited, and that is a big point. Rupee on the other hand lost already his second vehicle depot,
Local units.
and Smoothtube trying to focus down the second one. And he also trying to deny the ones coming up.
Where to? Canister loaded. Where to? Where to? Right away.
But he cannot deny the second one, and the other one is Red Ball.
Local
He
units.
recalled the Prophet again, but
Vehicle depot complete.
letting Roop
Local units.
the second vehicle depot up again is definitely not the play what he needs here right now. If Smoothtube would have killed both vehicle depots at this case and getting out with losing nothing, would have been also
Local units.
a point what it makes way easier for him to fight Rupee. But now he's losing 2 raids for free, and
Local units.
at least he killed the vehicle
Local
depot.
units.
And the vehicle depot needs 30 seconds time to build, which means he got another 1 minute to
Local
breathe,
units.
and maybe another 1 minute to
Local
closing
units.
up the ground war
Local
here,
units.
because
Local units.
a tank also needs like 30 seconds to get out.
Chain gun. Research.
And in that case, Smoothtube already has 2 factories up.
Enemy engagement.
Raid also need
Turret
like
complete.
30
Local
seconds,
units.
which
Local
indicates
units.
he would have had
Local units.
in that
Local
amount of
units.
time
Local units.
he would have get 4 raids out, and Ruby doesn't
Local
even have a
units.
single tank out, or maybe 1 tank out, and a second vehicle depot up, which
Local
means plus
units.
4 raids.
Local units.
And Smoothtube is streaming in the raids. He says I give a fuck, bro.
Vehicle
If I can
depot
deny the vehicle
complete.
depots,
Local units.
can build more raids
Local
and don't
units.
lose too much in his engagements, because I'm hoping that Rupee is rallying out the tanks for some reason, or getting out of position. I actually have a good time to fight here, and every time I can kill his vehicle depot and I'm staying on offense and he needs to play defense, is pretty good for me.
Local units.
And I think does Rupee lost his reactor?
Local units.
I think Rupee lost the reactor. That's why he pushed up with the
All
tanks.
units.
Yeah, Rupee lost his reactor. He cannot build tanks, which means Smoothtube bought a
Local
lot of
units.
time again, because if Rupee not getting the reactor back, a reactor building is also 30 seconds, bro.
Rolling out. Standing by. Marines reporting for duty. Canister loaded. Shrapnel flying. Where to? Send us in. Standing by. Moving.
And
Local units.
30 seconds is a lot of time in one scan.
Local
It is
units.
a lot of time.
All units.
One unit more can decide the game if you win or if you lose. And Smoothtube is staying on offense like the whole time. Like Rupee doesn't even have his own hook, and Smoothtube has his own hook, has the reactor. And this is getting more and more worse for Rupee here, because Rupee already has like 6 tanks. He lost one, it's 5 tanks. Only on a single vehicle depot versus a double factory
Local units.
Wraith guy keeping up the pressure. And in this case, I'm not gonna lie, in this case, oh no,
Local units.
Rupee has his,
Local units. Local units.
Rupee has his supply elevator.
Local units.
Rupee doesn't even have the supply elevator. It's been
Local units.
looking pretty worse for him right now.
Local units.
And
Local units.
Smoothtube does the Smoothtube thing, falling in raids by raids, but
Local units.
this is a big hit from Rupee getting the
Local
Prophet.
units.
The Prophet needs also 30 seconds to build, and this is 30 seconds for Rupee.
Local units.
because now he actually has
Local units.
a big defensive
Local
unit.
units.
Because the
Local
raid
units.
needs to
Local units.
go all the way
Local units.
over the map.
Local units.
But Rupe fighting those two raids is losing
Local units.
supply
Local
packs.
units.
On the other hand,
Turret complete.
he doesn't even have a vehicle depot to build, and he's losing his supply pads too. He's on one supply pad. He has his hook,
Local units.
but he cannot
Healing targets.
kill the last two raids,
2. On the way.
and it is
Local units.
looking pretty good
Local
for
units.
yeah, that raid hit was a big hit, and the second one too.
Where to? Where to?
This should be not.
Local units.
This should have been not
Send us in.
worked, bro.
Send us in.
If you would have paid attention, get those two raids out, he would have been in a
Where
in
to? Where
great
to?
shape.
On the
I'm not
way.
gonna lie.
Send us in. Where to?
Yeah, those are those little
Local
things
units.
here.
Local units. Local
And
units.
SmoothTube is keeping up
All
the
units.
pressure.
Pulling out.
I think like SmoothTube's philosophy in in this game
All
especially
units.
is like,
All units.
Send us in. Where
if I'm on offense,
out.
my enemy cannot be,
All units.
and he needs to play defense with me.
Where to?
He needs to
Send us in.
pay for that shit I'm gonna do to him.
Where to?
Local units.
But yeah.
All units.
All I'm saying is, if he wouldn't lose the two raids in the teleporter,
Local units.
it could be
Local units.
especially a different fight right now. And he overestimated in the middle of the map for some reason. If he would have hold this, I mean, come on. Yeah, I mean, was a fucking great game, man. These are those games are like you guys wanna see on those ones, Tony, and I think you will. I think I'm cutting out those last 2 minutes of the video. And I hope you guys have a great day. I'm not uploading more videos at this weekend. I hope you leave a like here. Put a comment down below. Fitness is way more important than playing Halo Wars. But I hope the boys are getting on today, because I'm getting on in like half an hour, and I hope we can play good games. Last day I had pretty good games with Andrew as my twos partner. Played versus Ismail and another Mexican. I don't know the name. Yeah, Captain Color Mexican. And we had a lot of decent twos games, but nobody was streaming. Yeah. At least get on, boys, and I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you pretty enjoy the ones tournament we play as Friday and Saturday, and I hope everything will work. And catch you guys later.